Pringle looking towards Agard. Ravel, ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
Hello and welcome again to New York Talk. This is the Rotherham United podcast, and we have a positive result to talk about, which always makes it a bit more fun. South Yorkshire Derby, another South Yorkshire came and went, and this time ends up with a 2-0 win in the end, although not helped by certain things, which we'll come on to as we talk about the game. We have once again a full house. Danny Ogden-Glaves is with us. Thanks for joining us, Danny.
Hello, it's always nice to be here.
Benjamin's with us as well.
Hello.
And Mick is not in a Windsor shirt this week, but he is back in the car park in Wales.
I've been in touch with North Wales Ambulance Service and told them not to run any ambulances for next hour. So death rate might go up in North Wales, but at least we'll have a quiet podcast.
Yeah,
it's
fair,
swings and roundabouts, isn't it? You know what I mean?
They should respect Rotherham United as a club enough not to
Absolutely.
try and save people in this next hour or so, to be fair. So
Absolutely, yeah, right. Quite right.
There's plenty of positives to talk about from yesterday. From Saturday, sorry. This is going to go out on Monday morning, so that's where sometimes I get the days mixed up. The one big negative we are going to talk about first, because it's been all over social media, all over Twitter, and if you don't, Facebook and everything else. Some Donny fans have really not made their club look good. Mimicking or taking the mickey out of autistic guy at the match. These type of things, whether it's racism, sexism, abusing, things like this, it's a joke that's still ongoing, these things. And whoever they are hopefully will be identified. Donny have put out a short but very to the point statement. And hopefully these idiots can be identified and banned. Yeah,
Quite right. It's as simple as that, isn't it? You know, you've got football's sort of renowned for certain sections of supporters, you know, struggling to be able to muster one brain cell between a lot of them, aren't they? You know what I mean? And that's clearly what's been happening there. Because I can't think of the right word that's polite, but you know, yeah. Hopefully they'll get a ban. Hopefully they'll get banned. They don't deserve to be attending football matches, do they? They're just scum of the earth.
Yeah. Ben, Danny, what you two want to add, just other than that they're idiots and the ban?
I think it's just not nice to see at football. Like, I know we've got a rivalry with Donny, but to take it to that personal level, it's just unnecessary. But from what I have seen on social media, one of the Rotherham players has been in touch with Paul Davis asking if he has any info about the fan who was affected, because they want to put forward a gesture towards him. So that's great to see that we've reacted so promptly and gone, let's do something. Not to like help the situation, but at least like make them feel just a little bit better after being abused at a football match, which is never nice to see. And I hope the two guys who are on the video doing it, I hope they get banned for a very long time, if not a life ban, because has no place in modern football, stuff like that.
Or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah, or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah. I agreed. Ben, agree?
Yeah, I ain't really got what to say about it. It's embarrassing. It's awful. But I mean, it shows the good in some people, like you said, because some of them players are reaching out. So at least it's brought some good. But I ain't really got what to say about it.
Yeah, to be fair, most Donny fans were all right. There were a few idiots, as there always is, towards the family stand end, trying to give abuse to the Rotherham fans, trying to get through. So this is not us tarring all Donny fans as scumbags and this, that, and the other. This is just a minority, which unfortunately many clubs do have this minority. But thankfully these two have been identified. And so hats off to the person that filmed it for sort of spotting it and filming it and bringing it to the attention of everybody as well, because that's important as well. These things, whether it is this or any other type of abuse, it needs to be identified and pursued. So hopefully they get pursued.
Yeah,
So let's talk about the game. It was the first 45 minutes, Mick, was probably 5 games in. It's certainly the most comfortable 45 minutes. We'll talk about the second half separately, but the first 45 minutes was just easy.
Yeah, it was straightforward, wasn't it? Straightforward. Probably could have had more. I thought as a team we controlled the game really, really well. I think we controlled the game really well for the 90 minutes, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, it was comfortable. I think that is the best way of describing it, weren't it? We talked on the scouting report that came out on Friday about the fact that Donny liked to have possession of the ball, which is great. It's all well and good, and we've seen teams like this before. At a higher level and further down that route of that Donny are clearly going of trying to maintain possession of the ball and so on and so forth. But they were ineffective. They were completely and utterly ineffective first half and second half, particularly in the first half. They didn't create anything at all. And it's a great idea. This let's start with the basis of maintaining possession of the ball and work from there. How many teams have you seen that are actually able to work from there? Man City can do it. Barcelona could do it. Anybody else that you've seen? Realistically?
In my lifetime, no, you can go back to Total Football of Ajax a long time ago.
I was about to say,
yeah.
Them,
yeah, but it's all well and good, but unless you've got the players that are able to turn that sort of possession into dangerous situations, into game-winning situations, it's pointless. And those players are not available at League One level, Championship level, not even bottom half at Premiership level. You know what I mean?
Top half. There's for me, there's 3-4 players in the world that are effective in that system. And one of them's Messi. Because it's all good having ball, but unless you've got De Bruyne, Iniesta, Xavi in that middle, you're just going to pass it around back for 90 minutes.
Yeah, and we've seen it. We've seen it time and again, haven't we?
You see Premier League teams try and do it, and it's what's the point? Pass. Oh, can't be bothered with this. Go along. That's what Donny did. Oh, we're going to be Guardiola. Pass. Oh, goof it long. You know what I mean? I struggle to understand it. Even at top level, I don't see football like that, man. Football's a counter-attacking game.
League One, you need to be pragmatic. You need to have 2 or 3 different ways of playing. And you're right, Mick. I remember Sheffield United, this is a long time ago, the League One promotion season, Sheffield United under David Weir, who didn't last very long. They were the epitome of it. They knocked it around their back four for almost 45 minutes in the first half, but got nowhere.
Yeah.
They got a goal for one reason or another, and the second half we just obliterated them. And that was pretty much what Donny tried to do. Danny. They've got problems. If that's the best they've got, and if they don't strengthen in the next 2 or 3 days, they have got serious problems. They're going to be down there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that the majority of their forward line is either out injured or out of favour. It's like when we were talking on the scouting report, Omar Boggle's trying to be sent out somewhere, but anyone even in the squads against us, and then their usual forward 3 is out injured. So they're in a bit of a rough spot at the minute. But like you said, the system they're trying to play, you have to have a lot of quality in your squad for it to be effective. And if your front 3, like usual front 3's out injured, you'll have to try and adapt your system. It's like they didn't play with a recognised striker against us, and they haven't done for a few games, and that's why they haven't scored. You have to play a striker to score, really. Odds on if you play a striker, you score. You can't rely on midfielders to score all the time. The only midfielder who scored for us is Ben Wiles. In terms of league football, is Ben Wiles. But Donny's game against us, like they said, they would play a possession game, and they did. They did have the vast majority of the ball, but they just weren't effective with it. They knocked it about, lost it, and then we went and capitalised on it on a couple of occasions. The only shame for me is that we didn't punish them more. I know that sounds really bad, that we didn't punish our local rivals, but when we went down to 10 men, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute, it just sort of made us go, stand off. Yeah. And that's when we invited our own pressure. But yeah, with the way Donny played, they'll have to try and figure something out unless they're hoping to not get blasted too hard until their front three comes back. But, you know, if you want to play a possession game, that's fine, but you have to be effective with it.
Yeah, 100%. Let's move it back to us. If anybody missed the starting line, there was a few changes due to injuries. So 2 or 3 changes from last week's starting 11. The back four, three plus keeper, was exactly the same. Hardingwood, Icky, and Johansson. But midfield 3 again was the same. Wiles, Lindsay, Rathbone. Then that's the changes came in. So Savia started where he finished on the right hand side of the 5. Mikael Miller came in on the left hand side. Smithy kept his place, and Freddie came in place of JJ. Let's start with Miller. Let's get Miller out of the way, because there are a lot of positives to talk about Mikael Miller, and we will talk about them. But there's also a couple of moments. It wasn't just one moment of stupidity, it was 2 moments of stupidity for me. Ben, talk about the red card first. Let's get the negative part out of the way. The red card. When you are on a yellow card, that tackle was stupid.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen a football player do.
Well,
it is. It throws
might be...
for me, that throws all the positives out the window, because we go and lose that game 3-2. Yeah, he played well. So what? He cost us the game. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen anyone do on a yellow card. I'm being dead serious. There'd be some punches thrown if I'm in that. Then what the hell is that? Are you being for real? In this day and age, going in like that on no card is stupid. In this football day and age, I didn't see his yellow card, his first yellow card. I went in the ground at that point, but he deserves to be out for 3 games. I said this, and it sounds childish, but he deserves to be out for 3 games. Think about it, because that is stupid.
I bet there's naughty stepped him.
Yeah, well, he'd be out for 5-6 games if I were. What the hell is that? Oh my god!
But one of the questions is, the referee gave a straight red card.
Yeah,
Ben, is that a straight red card? Okay.
From our perspective, no. We don't have we weren't 5 feet away. You know, he might have gone in with 2 feet. From what I remember, he might have. He might not. I don't know. It's a yellow card. I don't know if it's a straight red.
But it's already on a yellow.
It's already on a yellow. So maybe, I don't know. I personally know from my angle, but I'd have to see another perspective to give you a 100% decision. Yeah.
The first yellow Mick again was right in front of us, and the first was almost as stupid as the second foul, because it's 4 minutes in, whatever it were, and I can accept him pulling him back. I almost want him to. I want him to give that foul away there, because they can break away. But it was the fact he grabbed his shirt and swung him round, and it left the referee with absolutely no option but to give him a yellow card. If it had just done a slide pull and fouled him, then fine. The referee probably wouldn't have booked it. It was the obviousness of it, and it's just such a silly thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, he just kept hold of his shirt, and he kept running, and he kept hold of his shirt instead of giving him a tug back. And he's got plenty of pace to keep up with him anyway. You know, you're right. It was right to make the foul in that position. I don't have a problem with it like you. The issue is just the fact that he just kept hold of his shirt and kept pulling until referee blew his whistle. It were almost as if he were, you know, come on, book me kind of thing. It had to be booked. And there were no need for it necessarily, because, like you said, he could have just given him a tug and then caught him up, because he's got pace to burn, hasn't he? So, yeah, I mean, the second one for me, I can't see how the referee sees that as a straight red. It's beyond me at all. Completely.
We can't
beyond
see
me.
the angle.
No, I get that. I understand that, but it was a genuine attempt to play the ball. He was just late. He was late. It was a yellow card. No question about that. I have no issue with it. Unless he has gone in with 2 feet, and it certainly didn't appear that way to me.
I thought it was. I thought it did, if I'm being honest.
Well, the people
watching the replay
were closer to it.
I haven't seen a replay though.
The replay, the only
say not.
It looks really dramatic, because the way he's gone in has forced the player to sort of flip a little bit, which then makes it look really dramatic. And the referee didn't wait. The referee was straight out there with the straight red. I don't think it was right. Danny, what are your views on both yellows? Well, both yellow and red.
His first yellow I couldn't really see, because I'm in the north stand, so I'm quite a ways away from you a lot. But for his second one, I honestly don't know why the ref's giving him a straight red, because as I saw it as it happened, because it was like over this way from where I was, and on the replay, he's late in the challenge and he needs booking for it, but it isn't serious foul play and he hasn't done it with intent. He's took an heavy touch, and then to try and make up for it, he's hit the player. Which is exactly what's just happened in the Man United Wolves game. But there was no foul at all given for that one, and Man United went and scored one from it. But with Miller, it was a heavy touch. He's tried to recover from it. He's very late on the player, but for me, it's not a straight red card. If the ref just gave him another yellow and then sent him off, that's fair enough because he's already been booked. But if I'm right, if you get a double yellow, is it only a single game ban? But if it's a straight red, it's a 3. So
yeah, it depends on the circumstance of the red card. Yeah, it's effectively violent conduct, which will go down as a 3-game ban. Yeah,
but it's not worth a 3-game ban for that. It's worth a slap on the wrist and a single game ban, which is all right, fair enough. But to have made your mind up that quickly that it's a red card challenge when he's already on a yellow card, it's like it's instant reaction to it is just send him off.
Yeah.
You know,
just put for referee.
Yeah, like just he's off like that. It's like that's a little bit too quick for me. But then again, that referee was a bit all over the place in my opinion. Like, you know, I'm sure some people say he had a good game, a bad game, but for me, he was just all over the place. He always seemed like 2 paces behind the game. Weirdly, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. One of those things where he's made some very inconsistent decisions. In the end, his decision making didn't cost us anything in the game, but his decision making could cost us in the next 2 or 3 games because of the decision to give him a straight, because it'll not get overturned. Because from the replay, you can sort of see if Miller's foot was quite high, then it's a red card. But the replay doesn't show you that because we only got one replay. So because there isn't a second or third replay, you can't overturn it because you haven't got enough evidence. So that'll wait to be confirmed, but I am 99% certain it'll be a 3-game ban. But that'll be. I don't know if the Papa John's counts a game though. That's something that might work in our favour. I doubt it, but hopefully
I think
it will.
It does.
Yeah, it does because it's EFL.
They sometimes don't count cup competitions, like FA Cup sometimes doesn't count towards, or they changed the rule a couple of years ago. We'll find out. We'll find out and get back to people on that one, because I'm not sure. But for all the daftness and silliness of that, Mick, if he hadn't have got sent off, he wouldn't have got man of the match, because Smith had got man of the match, and we'll come on to that as well. But Mikel Miller was superb in the first half.
Yeah. He was outstanding, mate. He was absolutely outstanding. And it shows what he's capable of. You know, he was heavily involved in both goals, but certainly the first one, that ball through to Smith was just an absolute peach, following a really good run as well. So he's got a lot to give as Mikel Miller, and he's going to be good for us this season. It's going to be very good for us if he can just get that out of his game. That daftness. It's not the first time; it's the second time he's been sent off for us, isn't it?
Not
so he's got to touch
games.
Yeah, he's got a touch of the Joe Matics in there that he needs to just sort of rein in a little bit. Not too much to end up being Pappy like that Neves bloke from Wolves earlier on. But
he's stupid. He's not aggressive. He's not a physical guy. He's just
he's not. No, you're right. Absolutely.
It was just silly.
Just a bit daft.
But you said take it rain a little bit. So he's not a. Oh, I'm a shoulder barge. You know, it's just I'm gonna do a stupid foul and stupid foul.
But he is more aggressive.
If they are
if you compare him to Chio, but if you compare him to Chio, but he is much more aggressive than Chio.
He's more aggressive. He's not more physical. He's not more physical. He's more aggressive.
But aggression's part of the game. I mean, aggression's part of that.
Oh, it's not anymore. Not anymore. We're not doing that, are we?
But that second foul. I want him to do that. I want him to go make those fouls. If he wants to go win the ball, go and do it.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't want to see that taken away. That's what I mean by aggression. I want him to see. I don't really want to see the first one, but the second one, I want to see that. But Chio, for example, Chio wouldn't do that. That's where he's got something over Chio, because I don't see Chio getting stuck in for those tackles because he's not that aggressive. So that's where he has a points win over Chio, but Chio's got other areas as well. But that's why they complement each other. That's why they're two of the most exciting wingers in the league for me. The run and little nick inside Danny for the first goal was just beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but both of Smith's goals are really good, but especially for the first one because of the build-up play behind that and Miller's assist to him. I wouldn't say because both goals sort of complement each other, but because of you've got the build-up to the first one and then the cross and then Smith's little dink past one of the defenders and then just slots it under Dahlberg. It's a really good sort of like pairing goal, if that makes sense. Like it's a couple's goal where the assist complements the goal at the same time. You know, it's just a good footballing goal. We'll say that rather than being a bit scrappy, like you see with some assists.
Yeah. Well, we've all. I think I speak for all of us. We've all liked Miller since the first day we saw him. He just didn't fit in last season. He hasn't fit in yet till now. He's shown on Saturday why he wants to be in that team. Why he thinks he probably should be in that team. He's potentially not going to get a game. What? What's up now?
The first yellow card says Dewey wants to be in that team.
The first yellow card's stupid. He's done the right thing by making the foul.
Yeah,
he's just continued the foul for too long. So he's played the team game by making. We took one for the team essentially. When he needed to make the foul, he just was a bit daft. It carried the foul on for so long.
Yeah, it took one for the team, but like in a minute where you don't have to. That makes sense.
That's true. Yeah,
like if he does that later in the game, then fair enough. But because he's doing it in the 4th minute, it's like just calm down just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like he says, the reason he's got the yellow card is because you're on for too long. If it's a quick pull and off you go, then that's the referee's decision. But because he's held on for so long, the referee has to book him because he's impeding the player and impeding play.
Yeah, and that's probably that's almost his month done with the Lincoln game being postponed. He won't be back if it's a 3-game ban, which we obviously assume it is. He won't be back playing until the 28th of September, which is Wimbledon at home on a Tuesday night. So that's a big. It's a month. It's almost a month out of season, which is a big blow for him. But that's football, isn't it? Moving on. Sadly, I start on the right hand side, Mick. I thought he did pretty well. I don't think it was outstanding. I don't think it was amazing, but he showed a lot more than he has done in any of his previous games.
Yeah, he did. He did. And do you know this is having said all that, it's the first time I think I've seen what Warney was saying about him trying too hard. I still think he is, particularly on Saturday. I just thought that if he'd relaxed a little bit more into the game, he would have got even more out of him. He's definitely got it, hasn't he? He's got the ability to skip past the player. He can take a player on. He can put a ball into the box. He's got some power behind those efforts he puts on goal. You know, he's got the tools. But I just felt that he was trying a bit too hard and trying stuff that was unnecessary at times. He's a good player. There's no doubt he's a good player, and there's no doubt he's got something to offer this team. He's got that threat looming over him, Machio, hasn't he? At the moment, because of the position that he's playing in, because of the position that Warney's putting him in, and he knows that sooner or later Chio's going to be back. Next game, Chio's going to be back, and that position on that right hand side is no longer going to be available to him. On the flip side of that, Miller's now suspended for 3 games, so that might open a position up for him on that left hand side, dependent on Ferguson. So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But yeah, I thought he played all right, and there's some really good flashes of what he's capable of. Definitely.
Ben's still not convinced.
No, I thought he played all right until he got scrappy, and then he was awful. We're tracking back. I don't understand trying too hard. I don't. That doesn't make sense. Trying too hard to me is not failing to. Trying too hard is that if failing to track back when you're 10 men is trying too hard, then I don't anymore.
I don't mean physically trying too hard. I don't mean physically being everywhere and trying to be involved in everything. I mean mentally, that his approach to the game. It's more a mental thing, I think, than a physical. Trying to be everywhere on the pitch all the time. Just trying to impress, constantly trying to impress by doing a flick here or a flick there or whatever. That's my sort of perception of it, rather than him running everywhere on pitch and wearing himself out. That's not what I meant.
Well, if you weigh stuff out, you need to get your fitness up then. But I don't know what this. You see James Milner doing it. I don't know what difference is. But when you say he's got the ability to take it past the player, I don't see that. I've never seen that. I don't think he's got the pace.
He had Doncaster's left back on toast multiple times on Saturday.
Yeah,
And they were unlucky not to get an assist. Unlucky. It was offside, but unlucky that Lindsay strayed offside.
I don't see it personally. I just don't see it. I don't think he's good enough.
I think with Sadlier, like Mick says, he's desperate to do something. To do something to keep him in that team, because he knows that the battle for that right-hand side, or at least on the wings, he's got a battle with Miller and Ferguson for the left-hand side, and then with Chio for the right-hand side. So whenever he's got that starting berth, like against Accrington and against Doncaster, he just wants to do something to say to Warney, this is what I can do for this team. And like you say, he was very unlucky for Lindsay's goal to be offside, because it were really good cross. And on multiple occasions, he's gone down that right-hand side. Was it Horton who was there left side, left back?
I'm not sure. Something like that, yeah.
But he's gone past him. And even with Donny fans booing him, he's got that thing of, I need to do something. I need to try and prove to them that they were wrong. I keep me on the bench, effectively. And Warney has said that Chio is going to play less minutes in games because he's so important, if that makes sense. Like, in terms of he doesn't get a running injury rather than a physical injury.
Top manager.
But yeah, so we might see Sadly more. Sadly, might start some games and Chio come on for him, which might work out a little bit better. Or Chio might be the pace at the start of the game, and Sadly is the one who keeps the torch going in terms of having that ability to beat people. But he's shown what he can offer. He just needs to, in his own head, I mean, he feels as though he needs to do something big in a game, like an assist or a goal or some fantastic skill movement that shows Warney why he should be starting.
Yeah. I really want him to do well. He has got the tools. He's got everything he needs to be that man. It's just not quite worked. I think yesterday, if they scored yesterday in front of Donny fans, I think it could have been that spark. I think it just gained that little bit of jolt, but not to be. I had a couple of chances, keeping a good save from one of his chances. So yeah, let us move on.
The one where he cut in front of their fans.
Yeah, we're cutting and shot, or he could have pulled back. He shot instead.
What a good save. It's in McPhee.
Well, keep his made himself big, hasn't he? Keep his made himself big, and it's anything.
Right.
But he's done well to make himself big.
Greedy gate, but whatever.
you got to allow him to be greedy. I'm fine with
that. Yeah, that's fine. I wanted him to shoot, especially in front of Donny fans.
Yeah, that'd been beautifully if he scored. Moving on to the man of the moment, Michael Smith. The RUFC tweeted earlier, and this is pretty much sums it up. But going to Rotherham games at the moment is basically just 90 minutes of me saying, God, he's good every time Michael Smith touches the ball. He's just... we've spoken about him a lot in the past few weeks, mate. He's scored 2 more goals. What more can we say about Michael Smith at the minute?
Just stay here, stay with us, Michael. Because I mean he's been outstanding, hasn't he? He's been absolutely outstanding. So and he's unplayable at times, particularly at this level. You know what I mean? So now he was brilliant on Saturday. He took both goals really, really well. Got himself into some good position, but he just grafts, doesn't he? Grafts for 90 minutes, and it just shows you that's if you've got the ability. Add some hard work in there, and sky's the limit. You know, he was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. I can't praise him enough.
You don't need ability though. He didn't have ability when he came. He was awful.
Well, yeah, he was awful.
He was awful when he first came. He was nowhere near. Now he's one of the best players I've ever seen put on a Rotherham shirt. If I'm being deadly honest, in my time.
He's got a claim to be one of the best all-round strikers I've seen in a long time, and you're probably going back and comparing him to Alan Lee with his not only his physicality and the way he brings others into play, but he's now has those goals this game and good goals. He's not scoring just headers. He's adding two or three, four different ways of scoring goals. Danny, he did everything yesterday. Even when we went down to 10 men, he were there grafting, back on 18-yard line, trying to win the ball back. He just does everything you want in a striker.
Yeah, he's I don't know how to describe it, because with Smithy, he sort of just jumps in the deep end with trying to help the team out. It's like when Miller got sent off, he was playing left winger, because that position needed filling until we brought Matic on, and obviously we sat back a little bit. But his 2 of his 3 goals this season have been top quality. The one against Morecambe speaks for itself. But then even against Doncaster, his second goal, where the ball's come to him and he's hit it on the volley from outside the box, it's just left the keeper stood there just watching it. And to have 3 goals in 5 games already, it's a bit, fair play, he's come on leaps and bounds since we're sounding from Bury, and I can't fault Cardiff's interest in him if they lose Kiefer Moore, because we signed him as a replacement to Kiefer Moore, and now they're thinking about doing it as well. But brilliant player. He's come on leaps and bounds for us, and I can understand people's dislike of him in certain situations, because sometimes he is played as the lumpet too forward. But when you look at how he actually handles the ball and how he plays, is more than that. He has ability on the ball, and he has the ability to be the lumpet too forward at the same time.
Do people actually not like him?
Some people think he is just a lumpet too forward.
Jesus Christ.
That's mad. That is mad to me.
Some people are so stupid, honestly. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
He's got so much you want from a striker. He's got the ability to hold
everything.
it up.
What more do you want?
He can take it into feet. He can drop in and bring other players into play. He can make a nuisance of himself in box, but he can also sit on edge at box and score from distance.
He does it for 90 minutes as well. He doesn't do it for 45 minutes. Oh, I need to come off. He does it for 90 minutes. You can't defend that. You just genuinely can't defend that at this level.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is because people look at him and go, "Oh, he's not a 20-goal a season forward, is he?"
Oh, geez,
it's like he's more.
Them people are idiots, honestly. why don't we just sign Ronaldo? What an idiot! Why is Tony Stewart is such a tight ass? You just sign Ronaldo, honestly.
He'll get 20 goals. He'll get 20 goals this season, Michael Smith.
Why does it matter?
If he stayed, I think he probably will. Well, because you need goals to win games,
goals to get.
Yeah, if we go up, why does it matter?
I don't.
You got 3 and 5, and goals is not his.
Excuse me.
That's sort of the point, isn't it? Goals is not necessarily why I bought him in the first place, but he's now getting them goals. He's developed into a goal scorer. Based on what we've seen, I know towards the end of last season the goals dried up a little bit, but that was a wider issue with the team rather than Michael Smith. The chances dried up, but yeah, go on, mate.
No, I mean, I was just saying we all agree with Ben. Really, there's absolutely no excuse for criticising him in any way at the moment. The way he's performing, I mean, obviously, if he drops off and don't put the effort in and don't play particularly well, then he'll be open to some criticism, just like anybody else. But at the moment, there's absolutely no reason for any criticism to be levelled at him, because he just works. He works his socks off for 99 minutes, however long the game lasts. And he's scoring goals, and he's creating chances for others to score goals as well. So, he's great, fantastic.
There were a moment in second half yesterday when the ball came miles away, and he went to take it down, didn't quite take it down. And I think you said, Mick, I expected him to get that. And it was a really, really difficult ball to take. But it was. I mean, it came. Expected him to get it now.
Yeah. It came. It was a long ball into Donny penalty area, actually, over his shoulder. And I genuinely expected him to pull it out of air with his foot. I mean, it would if Ronaldo had done it, everybody had been screaming how wonderful a footballer he is. But I just expected Smithy to do it because he does it so often. So Yeah, I mean, yeah, expectations get more, don't they? The more that players, more than players achieve, and he's doing so well, so well. So, like Danny says, I can see why Cardiff are interested, but as Tony Stewart said to, I think to Paul Davis, weren't it, pre-match? You know, it's going to have to be a spectacular offer. It's going to have to be a spectacular offer if they want to come in for him.
Yeah, well, the transfer window shuts in with 2 days when this goes out. What's your price tag, Danny? Out of contract in summer. The rumour was 1.5 million before Saturday, but the way the transfer market works, he scored 2 goals and was unplayable. That puts money on price tag for me.
Well, from what I've heard from someone who I know, if he does stay, the contract talks are opening up next weekend, and there's a bit of free time. So if he stays, he will probably get in a new contract soon.
Don't tempt me with stuff like that, Danny.
and the rumour is that might be Tony Stewart's surprise that he told Paul Davis about. It might be. I mean, it's just speculation, but possible contract talks opening up. Tony Stewart's mentioned a surprise. We'll see. But from what Tony Stewart said to Radio Sheffield, he thinks of Smith like his son. And it will have to be stupid money to get rid of him. It'll be more money than Cardiff paid for Will Volks. I'm saying that right now. It'll be upwards of 3 million.
If you're Tony
maybe
Stewart,
tilting to 5.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's exactly what I'm about to say. If you're Tony Stewart and Cardiff come a call in, you can have him. Not a problem. 5 million is yours. I'd sell my son for 5 million. So
I think you sell for less than that.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably. But
the other point to add into that is we're assuming it's Cardiff because they're the only people left in it. We'll know what they've got received for Kiefer Moore. So if they get 15 million quid for Kiefer Moore, we're well within his rights to ask for 3 million plus because they've just got that money in bank, and we've got to try and replace somebody who, for a club like us, we cannot just go on the market and buy a Michael Smith. That's not going to happen. It's to come to us. Well, there is nobody that's going to come to us that is at his level now. You would have to do the similar job and go and get somebody in who's similar build, similar everything else, and then try and build him into that. There is not a ready-made person that comes to League One.
You can't build them into that. They have to want to get into that. I don't see anyone. I haven't seen anyone in the Football League that can do what Smith does. I don't think Kiefer Moore's a different player for me. I don't think I've seen anyone that does what Smith does. The way he does the basics of just controlling the ball. For a man of his size to keep the ball so well, and I don't see anyone that can do that. And to find a replacement in 2 days is.
That's one reason why we've probably upped his price tag by about 2 million at least, because it only gives us. Well, we're recording this on Sunday, so if it does move that quickly, we've got 2 days to find a replacement. There's been no official interest to him. Like there's people been inquiring about him, but there's been nothing official. It's just been a phone call of, is Smithy available? And Warner said, as they normally do, if the price is right. But what club in the right mind, especially at Championship level, looks at a player, granted one of the better ones, but at a League One club with 3 days left of the transfer window, and that club's going 5 million. And Cardiff haven't lost Kiefer Moore yet. Granted, yes, they might do. If I think it's Wolves that are interested in him. If Wolves come in for Kiefer Moore and pay X amount for that, then Cardiff can come and have a look at Michael Smith. But with a player that's under a year left on his deal, and the club's wanting 3+ million for him, would you? And a player who isn't Kiefer Moore's level in the Championship in terms of scoring goals, would you take that risk as a club that wants to push up towards that top end of the Championship? Would you take that risk with 2 days to go in a transfer window?
But that's it. It does look from the outside. If you don't watch Michael Smith every week, it looks like a big risk for 3 million. That's a 3 million quid, 3+. We know it's not. We know it's not. That's the problem with Michael. It's not. He isn't going to get you the goals that Kiefer Moore's going to get you. But it will do. It will do other stuff that Kiefer Moore doesn't do. So that's the balancing act that they've got to put up.
You said that, Matt, and no, he hasn't done so far, but he is still developing. He is still developing as a player. He is still getting better, and he has now started. I accept we're only in August, but he has started to add goals to his game as well. If he gets 20 goals this season, then you can add another 2 or 3 million onto that 5 million price tag I just talked about.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether we're in League One, League Two, or National League. That's what he's worth to a Championship club. That's his value, you know. Just because I live in Rotherham and somebody and I've got a BMW, somebody in London's going to pay 20 grand for a BMW, and it's only worth 10 up here. Well, it's worth 20 anywhere, whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you are, is what I'm trying to say. That was a crap analogy, but you know what I mean. It doesn't matter where the value is the value.
It's not. It's a good analogy. A house in Rotherham, say that's worth 50 grand. That's going to be 250 in London. The same house, same area, same everything.
Yeah, so it's worth what it is. But anyway, they can play what they want. I suspect he probably won't go. I'm kind of nailing my colours to that mast. I don't think we'll sell him because I don't think they'll offer what we want for him, whoever it is.
I'm more of the opinion that because of Saturday's performance, I think that makes him more likely to go because of the way he played. You know how short-sighted football clubs are. If they see a really good performance, they we've got to go get him now, haven't we? I think that's pushed him further to go potentially. That would push them more like to pay the money.
But if you're Michael Smith, would you go though? Now that you're just starting to show what you're all about in League One, I mean, it was behind.
Cardiff's a big move away as well.
Exactly,
far away, isn't it?
And it's further away from Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
It's like personal terms thing. It's like I said that about Matt Crooks going to Ipswich. I said there's no way he's going to Ipswich because it's the wrong place for him, and it won't suit his needs. So same with Michael Smith. Why would he relocate to Cardiff when his base, if you like, is here? Like Matt Crooks, his base is in Yorkshire, and he's still at a Yorkshire club. If Smith was to go anywhere, he'd go to another Yorkshire club or a club in Lancashire. But we've seen that Bristol don't want him anymore. Middlesbrough have signed somebody else. So, and Cardiff are the only real front runners. But I just can't see him going to Cardiff. I know he could, and they could come in with a stupid amount of money for him, but I can't see it. So I'm saying he's not going to go. I think he's going to crack on, maybe get a new contract, and yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
I hope you're right. Let's talk about transfer rumours. According to that Alan Nick on Twitter, who works for the Sun, he's suggested that Cole Stockton is high on our list if Michael Smith leaves. He's the guy at Morecambe who has got 4 in 5. Has played 5 games? 4 goals so far this season. I don't know too much about him. When he played against us, he didn't cause too many problems.
Who? I
would like to see more of him. Cole Stockton is called. He scored 12 in League 2 last year.
Wow.
I don't really have much. I'd like to come in and tell you that he's 6'5" and plays this way. I don't really know much about him. I just know he's got some goals this season. When we spoke to the can't remember his name, Dave Salmon from Morecambe for the scout report, he was raving about him. So they were very positive about him. But he has just signed a new contract in the summer, I think. So that is the rumour as it stands. Morecambe.
Well, I don't know. I thought play against Plymouth.
No, I don't think we'll sign him. It's probably on our list as a replacement to Michael Smith. But like Ben said, you can't really replace him because there's no other player like Michael Smith. But like I say, sign a new deal in the summer. Morecambe will want stupid money for him. So it's one of them that I don't think will happen. It's one of those names that someone will have said, "Oh, it's on their list." It might be, but I can't see that happening at all.
I'd like to think our transfer window's over and done with.
Unless Smith goes.
No, I'd like to think it's over and done with now.
If Smith goes, it's not done.
No, obviously, because then there'd be another transfer, wouldn't there? So transfer window won't be over and done with. What I'm saying is,
I thought you meant incomings.
No, the transfer window as a whole, ins and outs.
Okay. So you don't think we need this fourth striker?
Oh no!
Let's not go down that
Why?
route. So we've
Why?
covered that already.
All right.
Why? We've lost 2 games this season.
It's not about
I thought we
losing
lost
games.
one.
It's about
Yeah, well,
injuries
it's
and suspensions.
It's about winning games.
It's about
It doesn't matter how you
having
win
a
the
squad. It's about having a
About
squad
winning
to
the
get you through
games.
46 games.
About
Yeah,
winning games.
but you've got to have a squad to
No,
get through a season to
You
win
could
those
have-
games.
Yeah, you could have 11 players in your squad. If you get promoted at the end of the season, it doesn't matter about your squad. It's about winning games. Do whatever it does take to win the game.
There's not been a team in the entirety of football history.
I don't care. If winning games.
Hang on, Ben. Post substitutes coming in, there hasn't been a team in football history that's not needed more than 11 players. You cannot get promoted with 11 players. You need it's a squad. And Paul Warne talks about this a lot. This is not us talking nonsense. Paul Warne talks about needing a squad. Paul Warne might not think they need a fourth striker. For me, we need a fourth striker because of what's already happened to Freddie. Smithy could pull up for an injury tomorrow. JJ could pull up an injury tomorrow. For that reason, we need a fourth striker. Whether we can get one cheap enough.
No. It's about winning games. If that requires having a squad, then you need a squad. But it's about winning games. If Warren thinks that we can win games without buying a fourth striker, that's all that matters. Personally, sore throat.
Tonsillitis.
But tonsillitis. Alright. But yeah, I don't think we need one.
Okay.
I just to let you know, I can't say whether or not the transfer window's open or over or not. I just said, in my view, I'd like to think
I'm open. If it's done, I'd be happy. If we're going with 3, I would be content. I'd be concerned, but I'd be keeping Smithy is good enough for me. Yeah. One more piece of negative thing to talk about from yesterday before we finish on more positives is the ticketing system. 3 home games this season, 2 postponements. It's a bit of a joke, unfortunately. And whoever this company we've got has let the club down, and another club have got to answer a little bit because they chose the company. Danny, I think you were one of the ones that were stuck in the queue to get in. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, two local derbies, 2 postponements for kick-off, all because of the ticketing system. I mean, I honestly don't know what's wrong with it. It must be something to do with the computer recognising the tickets, because you've got some people who works completely fine for, and then other people, I don't know. It's like because I went with my mum to the Doncaster game. I've got a season ticket card, and she had a normal ticket. So mine works like a contactless debit card, as I'm sure a lot of people know. But the tickets have like a tiny little QR code that you have to scan at the bottom thing to get you in. Now, is it the computer's issue not picking that up, or is it the computer system not recognising it's a registered ticket, or is it because it's been folded in your wallet and so it's upset it? I honestly don't know. But whatever it is, it's shocking. And I mean, I was talking to a few stewards on the doors, and they just said it's a complete shambles. You've got nearly 1,000 people outside waiting to get in, so they just have to open fire doors and look at your ticket. Right, that's fine, off you go. And what they've started doing is they've got people outside with ticket scanners, and they scan your ticket to make sure it's valid. So then you can go and use it again on the gate to get in. We shouldn't have to do that. It's like my mum said, technology is great until it doesn't work. Like, why can't we just have someone as a backstop at the turnstile going, yeah, your ticket's valid, pushes a button and the door lets you through? They can do that at a lot of other clubs where they've still got the gate man who looks at your ticket, scans it, yep, off you go, pushes a button, you can go through the turnstile. Why can't we do that? Why can't we have the button pusher at the turnstile? But
because your season ticket don't tell you can't tell whether your season ticket's valid or not, can you? Well, I suppose you can because it's a season ticket, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. It is. I'm sure somebody on Tuesday morning, because it's bank holiday, isn't it? On Tuesday morning, somebody's going to be getting called into Paul Douglas's office and coming out with a sore arse, I would imagine, because they're going to have it kicked up and down New York Stadium, and rightly so. It's done on cheap. It's done on the cheap by this company. Clearly, it's the same company. I think they're doing the catering, and that again is just, it's not working, is it? It's not working. So I'm sure they'll sort it out, the club, one way or another. And if it means binning these people off, then so be it. Because they've not fulfilled their end at bargain. Because ultimately we're going to get a fine from EFL, aren't we? For delaying kickoffs. It's farcical.
Yeah.
So
they're a little bit unlucky they're not unlucky because they should work. But
it's not
two biggest games. The two biggest games of the season have already been. If they started with Plymouth and then Fleetwood and then Wimbledon or something like that, they could have got through. They could have worked through these ceiling issues a lot easier. They shouldn't have to, but playing those things has not helped either.
No, it hasn't. The thing is, I've just said it there. It's not difficult, is it? Maybe it is difficult. Maybe it is a difficult process. Maybe it's a difficult thing to have to put in place. I'm sorry that it's all gone dark, hasn't it? At least you don't have to look at me now. That's the main thing. But if it is difficult, don't sell it. Don't sell it as a working product. Let's go back to printed season tickets where we hand them over. Printed tickets where you hand them over and they're ripped in half. It's never failed. And paying people on the gate to do that will be cheaper than installing a computer system. I'm absolutely positive. A computer system that doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's bring back to the football. Finish up on the football. After the red card, Ben, Freddie got pulled off, which I felt sorry for Freddie, but it was the only call to be made to make that change. But it was so comfortable. Even with 10 men, we did not look like conceding. We defended really, really well. All right, Donny are rubbish. But we could still be playing now, and I don't think Donny would have scored because we just defended really, really well.
I thought Donny was just crap. I think we defended well to say we had 10 men, but they wasted so many chances. There were a few crosses where I was like, have you actually tried to put that into the ball? It's genuinely one of them. And I think we defended well. Still, we had 10 men. I think in the championship, we might have got punished a little more. But
against a better team.
Did enough. Yeah, against a good team. Against a football team. I think we'd have maybe been punished a little more, but we got the job done, and that's all that matters, really. As a football manager.
The couple of us we almost got caught defensively in the first half, and Woody went wandering hard and didn't cover him. It thankfully didn't cost us. We'll come on to any other sort of mentions, but I want to mention Ollie Rathbone again. If Takeaway missed 2 goals, Danny, Rathbone were man at match. He was superb, Rathbone. Again, he's just everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah. How have we managed to sign him from Rochdale for what is effectively a minimum fee? Look, I don't know the exact figures, but it's around 300k that we've paid for Rathbone. And as someone who's shown what he's all about with us, that is dirt cheap money. He could be, if it's not Smith, he could be our next big fee. From another club, because I don't know, he's just come in and just gone straight into it, and like he's effectively his assist at Morecambe, he's playing against Sheff Wednesday and against Doncaster. He is just everywhere up and down that line, and it was really unfortunate not to score because as the ball's come to him, if he takes a touch and then shoots, I reckon he scores. But it's just that he's just spun and hit it, and keeper saved it. Granted, it were a powerful strike. But if he takes a touch and then hits it, then it's probably 3-0. And I really want Rathbone to score because when he scores, it'll be even better because then he's gone, I can actually poke it in now and I can go for goal.
Yeah.
So as soon as he scores, he's off. He could be our top scorer in terms of like the midfield from midfield. Like it could be Smith, Freddie, and then probably Rathbone as well. And in terms of our top scorers this season,
he does need to add that to his game, doesn't he? And once he does, he'll be. Like you say, he'll be away.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a battle to get a game in that midfield. Come on, Ben.
I just say, it's been 5 games. I think he's been playing amazing. But I don't want everyone to get on this wave of he's amazing, and then you know what I mean. I think because everyone did that with Clark Harris, if I remember correctly, and everyone knows what happened there. So
yeah, there was a lack of work with Clark Harris. This guy's got that work behind him.
You say that in hindsight. You say that in hindsight. Everyone was raving about him. I think he's been good. He's been really good. I wouldn't take him out of the team for anything, but it's been 5 games. If you're going to do first of the season, then I don't see why not. But
yeah, it's a hell of a battle, that central midfield, Nick. You've got the 3 who played: Lindsay, Wiles, and obviously Rathbone. We've talked about. Barley's can't get in team. Adolphin can't get a start. We are very lucky in that midfield. I think we're well set. What were your thoughts on Wiles yesterday? Because Wiles is very, very an easy target. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
He's a very easy target for the not the Boo Boys, but the people who like to get stick. Until he made his first mistake, giving the ball away, I thought he was really, really good. Once he made his first mistake, he made a couple more and a couple more. It seemed to just at one instant seemed to change his game a little bit.
Yeah, maybe he's taking notice a little bit. Some of the criticism he gets from people who, who, like me, who shouldn't be giving it, if you know what I mean. I'm not criticising him, but I shouldn't be giving it him. You know what I mean? I'm not qualified to give him criticism that he should be taking any notice of, is what I'm trying to say, I think. I thought you were outstanding.
Watching.
Well, yeah, hi, Ben. He's going to make mistakes, and the reason he's going to make mistakes is because he's involved in just about everything that happens in that midfield, So it's inevitable that that's going to happen, and he is going to give the ball away because he's involved in it all the time. So yeah, I thought he were outstanding again. Yeah, he made some mistakes. Yes, he gave the ball away, and a couple of times in potentially dangerous positions. He'll learn from it eventually. He will get there. He's improving all the time. Yeah, he's a fantastic footballer. And he's got that place in that midfield sewn up. He's playing where he should be playing, in the centre of midfield, and where he can make the most impact on the game. And he certainly has an impact on every game he's played in, without a shadow. So yeah, I have no issues with Ben Wiles. He's going to carry on making mistakes and all, because we all do.
I thought the first hour was his best hour of the season so far. I know he scored a goal, but he's had issues with his. I thought up until his first mistake, I thought he was brilliant on Saturday.
For me, it's so good that it's kind of like a Michael Jordan effect, but not to that level. Is if you make a mistake, everybody sees that mistake. Smith gave the ball away, Woody gave the ball away, Rathbone gave the ball away, but because Wiles is almost a centre of attention because of the position that he plays and how good he is and what he means to the club. It's granted, there were bad positions to get the ball away, but it's emphasised more because of how good he is, I think, in my opinion.
And this might be way off mark, Danny, but one of the problems with playing him at left back and right back and left wing is that he hasn't had that much time to make these mistakes in professional football, so to learn from them. This is the first run of games he's getting in that central position, and he's now learning. He's now learning about these stupid mistakes and how the Wednesday ones, as a prime example, he made a silly mistake and it cost us a goal. He's now got to be learning from him.
Yeah, and it's the hard learning curve of professional football. You have to make mistakes to learn from him. You can't be taught how to do everything perfect first time. And I don't know why Wiles gets a lot of stick, but like Ben said, I think it's because he is so good and is one of the best products of our academy. And that's the thing. He is our player. He's come through every door of the academy and into the first team. And it's one of his first real runs in centre midfield. And he's learning how to play professional football in that position for this team, surrounded by players of quality like Rathbone and Lindsay and Barlaser and all that. But with Wiles, he's the same age as me. He's like a month older than me. And I had the privilege of meeting him 2 years ago, and he's still just a young lad. In terms of football, he's still a young lad. Like, you've got players younger than him at the top level, but they've been at the top level for their whole careers. He's come through at a League One club. In fact, he's come through with the academy whilst we were still a League Two club, and then he's come into the League One fold. And then we've been bouncing between the Championship and League One so much, he's never really bedded in as where he fits in. In the Championship, he had to play left back cover, right back cover, left wing cover sometimes. He's not really had a big run in centre midfield, but now it's like, right, this could be his season. This could be the season where he goes, right, this is what I need to do. I need to learn from every mistake that I make and just crack on with it. And so far, granted, it's only 5 games, but so far, he has done really well. He's made mistakes, but he's made some challenges and some passes and all that that shows where his quality is. It's like he tackled one Doncaster player and completely wiped him out. And the best thing is he got the ball and won us a throw-in.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got that about him, but at the same time, he's still relatively young and still has a lot of mistakes in him. But that's good. Make mistakes and learn from it. If you can't learn from it, then that's his issue. But I think he'll look at his mistakes and go, how do I not do that next time? Which is good for a player of his level. That's good.
And we're running out of time, really, but finally, hats off to Jimmy Lindsay. He played a different role because he didn't have to mark Barry Bannon out of game or a player like Barry Bannon out of game. We saw much more of him. Again, if his run was cleverer, he would have scored a goal. He just went a bit early, or didn't get back. Sorry. I thought Jimmy Lindsay was superb as well. I didn't want to go that without mentioning that, really. So that's what we've got time for today. So thank you all for listening and watching on YouTube if you are. Mick, the Wednesday shirt, Rotherham fans, mainly Rotherham fans listen to this, but any Wednesday fans still listening, the Wednesday shirt will be auctioned off at some point this week. Keep an eye on the socials because that will be out there. That's sometime this week, won't it, Mick?
Yeah, I need to get it out of my house. It's making my house smell a bit now, so I need to get rid.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big happy birthday, Danny. It's your birthday, isn't it, today? On
Yes,
Wednesday.
it is. Yes, 22 years of age. I'm starting to feel old now. I
Happy
went to the
birthday,
age where
Gimmer.
hangovers affect you more after a night out.
Yes, it gets worse. And the final thing to mention is over the next few weeks, Ben will be doing less and less of these episodes. Ben's got a brilliant opportunity in London to go to college in London. And they are, I told him, I said to him, Ben, tell him you've got podcasting duties that need to take precedent over stupid American football. But he hasn't listened. We will still have Ben with us, so, it will still be here now and then. But good luck, Ben, in your NFL course. We wish you well, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, best of luck with it, mate.
Thank you.
Mick, good luck in the car park in Wales. And he's gone. Fantastic. So please subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, wherever you see us.
I'm starting to get a bit worried now, to be honest.
He's gone.
And he's gone. Oh, no.
Wow. It's suddenly getting worried. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought now. Oh, yeah. There's no game next week because of the international break. So we will work on maybe doing an episode, depending on the transfer. Well, we'll probably do a transfer roundup at the end of the week. And then maybe next week we'll work on one or two other things. We're not going to do a match preview for the Doncaster game and the Pizza Trophy because it's not worth doing just a preview just for that game. So we might do something else.
Even
Which
got?
incorporates Doncaster.
Oh, is it?
The only interesting point from that would be
That's
is that Curtis Tilt could be playing. That is the only interesting thing that could happen in that game. But we're not covering it just for Curtis Tilt, unfortunately. But we'll let you know. Keep an eye on the socials. We'll let you know. Thank you very much for watching, listening, and we will see you all next time. Thank you very much.
Pringle looking towards Agard.